assuranceautomontreal.ca.
Glossary of insurance terms. Insurance terms on E. Earthquake insurance. Effective date.
Embezzlement, embezzlement.
Insurance terms on E.
Exclusions.
Expiration. Exposure.
Extended coverage, EC.
Glossary of insurance terms.
The definitions appearing in this
Glossary of insurance terms.
Earthquake insurance. Insurance covering damage caused by an earthquake as defined in the contract. Effective date. The date on which an insurance policy or bond goes into effect, and from which protection is furnished. Employer's liability insurance. Coverage against common law liability of an employer for accidents to employees, as distinguished from liability imposed by a workers' compensation law. Exclusions. Certain causes and conditions, listed in the policy, which are not covered. Expiration. The date upon which a policy will end.
Exposure. Degree of hazard threatening a risk because of external or internal physical conditions. Extended coverage, EC, a common extension of property insurance beyond coverage for fire and lightning. Extended coverage adds insurance against loss by the perils of windstorm, hail, explosion, riot and riot attending a strike, civil because you have the right to have great service. Insurance terms starting effective date. Effective date.
Employer's liability insurance. Endorsement. Extended coverage, EC. The definitions appearing. The definition. Earthquake insurance. Insurance covering damage caused by an earthquake as defined in the contract.
Good day, Slajan.
Good day.
We will provide the meaning of some insurance terms. Glossary of damage insurance terms and insurance, letter E.
Proudly sponsored by Assurance Auto Montreal, Canada, Glossary of Insurance.
Please note that the definitions appearing in this glossary are provided solely for general informational purposes.
They are not intended to be complete descriptions of all terms, conditions and exclusions applicable to the products and services defined.
Slajan, I appreciate your engagement to explain us some of damage insurance terms. Letter E. What is the meaning of earthquake insurance and insurance?
Insurance covering damage caused by an earthquake as defined in the contract.
What is the meaning of effective date in insurance?
The date on which an insurance policy or bond goes into effect, and from which protection is furnished.
What is the meaning of embezzlement in insurance?
The fraudulent use of money or property, which has been entrusted to one's care.
What is the meaning of employer's liability insurance and insurance?
Coverage against common law liability of an employer for accidents to employees, as distinguished from liability imposed by a workers' compensation law.
What is the meaning of endorsement in insurance?
Amendment to the policy used to add or delete coverage, also referred to as a rider.
What is the meaning of exclusions in insurance?
Certain causes and conditions, listed in the policy, which are not covered. What is the meaning of expiration in insurance? The date upon which a policy will end.
What is the meaning of exposure in insurance?
Degree of hazard threatening a risk because of external or internal physical conditions.
And the last term to explain what is the meaning of extended coverage in insurance?
A common extension of property insurance beyond coverage for fire and lightning. Extended coverage adds insurance against loss by the P. What is the meaning of perils of windstorm, hail, explosion, riot and riot attending a strike, civil commotion, aircraft damage, vehicle damage, smoke damage and volcanic eruption?
As well, in the case of any inconsistency between the definitions in this glossary and the actual policy, the definitions contained in the actual policy shall govern.
Assurance Auto Montreal, Canada, Glossary of Insurance Terms.
Thank you, Slajan.
Thank you.
There is no more B2B or B2C. It is H2H. Human to human.
Good day. I apologize for my virtual presentation, instead at least address you directly. You certainly noticed dramatic announcement of the fact that B2B and B2C have disappeared and it is H2H, human to human, that governs our virtual environment. Good news is that the company is not longer proprietor of your thoughts and that you are freely liberated to interact your involvement. This is about G2C, Google to client to H2A, instantaneous human to animated FB experience. I predict that animated 2 future will its driving power, from G2C Google to client, read click per transaction, towards H2A instantaneous human to animated, read futuristic, FB experience. Each experience node has to be virtually completed. Special business lead, even there is no similar data experience. Virtual experience could be extended with counterpart animated to future profile that could be created as any other FB profile. Those profiles should accompany the real user and future interaction can be simulated and even incited. My future animated videos are going to try to explore these A2F nodes, animated to future. Thank you.
Je ne sais pas, qu'est-ce que tu penses que tu es capable de faire dans le futur?
Moi, je pensais plus au niveau commencer avant avec un salaire de base.